Your parents are your parents.
Whoever you are, wherever you are, hope you are blessed and doing safe. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings, family. Of course, I'm tuning in. You see me without the glasses off today. But if you're looking for some opportunities, particular advertisement opportunities, then look no further at the link at the bottom to my email address. You can hit me up for advertisement opportunities. We are supporting and promoting your businesses here on this channel. You can also, if you would like to donate and subscribe to our Patreon, a link is at the bottom as well. So you have multiple ways in which you can advertise with the platform by emailing me when we go on through our live stream. You also have access to premium content, those that want to see premium content that you will not find here on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, as I am suspended probably by now. You guys can check out the Patreon at link at the bottom. But advertisement opportunities, definitely email me, gavin.grich1@gmail.com for rates. And for the Patreon, it is the same as the YouTube channel. It is channel Gboot2786. All right, I'll holla. Peace.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. How we doing tonight, family? Welcome to a special live edition of Random Topic Sundays, the Christmas edition. I am your topic Santa Claus, Brother G. Rich. Holla, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. I hope your Christmas, your holidays are doing great. Season's greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I figured I'd just get started with the show because I was running a little bit late. I apologize for running late, but I was basically had to make an errand for a family member just to check on some stuff. So that's why I was running about 15 minutes behind on the show. But thankful that you all are here. We are blessed. We are hot and in here. I wish you all the best, blessed Christmas, blessed season's greetings, happy Kwanzaa, happy Hanukkah, all that stuff. What's up? We got people in the chat. Bishop Scott was here earlier. He thought the show would start live. We are here, Bishop. I'm going to have to text him and let Bishop know that we are in here. Nerds, Danielle. Smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Hit that notification bell. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not pre-recorded, excuse me. So when we go live, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And also, if you feel like putting something in my stocking, since it is Christmas, donate to the Cash App, the PayPal, Zelle. You know, YouTube has done a great job. Well, I should say not a great job because I'm still here. I still got people that follow me that are watching this channel that support me. So I thank you. By the way, we're going to just put up this copyright disclaimer because we are going to have some news clips that are coming on. There's allowance made for pert uses for such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, scholarship, and research. So there is fair use with this. Uh, I have some topics that I want to talk about tonight, guys. This actually, is supposed to be the season of cheer, season of giving, and I've had to come, and I was just didn't really know what I was going to talk about. Well, I did know, and it was basically just going to be about all the stuff what you were doing for your holiday. It was going to be a light broadcast, and in a way, it's still going to be. But I sadly had to do this show with the news of the passing of a friend of mine in the comic world, brother, uh, and that's one of our topics tonight. Is brother Boogie B. Montrell, and also running back Ronnie Hillman for the Denver Broncos. Now, I'm sure some of you have seen this brother on social media, Boogie B. He was a 43-year-old comedian from the New Orleans area. He had made it out to LA and was doing big things. And Boogie used to have, if you've seen him, he used to do this. Let me thrust you out. You know, he talked like that because I'm Boogie B. I'm gonna give you that hood history. And I'll just put a little. I'm actually gonna play a clip. Uh, Let me see if y'all remember. This is Boogie B here.
Pools, live music concerts. I heard Elvis Presley perform there before. It was famous for this dope roller coaster right here called the Zephyr. But in 1943, a dude named Corporal O'Brien from World War II fell to his death from the Zephyr. So rest in peace to him. But Pontchartrain Park didn't allow black people, so black people created their own beach called Lincoln Beach. But after segregation, black people was allowed at Pontchartrain Beach, so Lincoln Beach closed down and everybody went to Pontchartrain Beach. Pontchartrain Beach closed down in 1983 due to low ticket sales. The lighthouse that used to be on Pontchartrain Beach is still there. It's just on UNO campus like a student.
Oh man. So this was my friend. Uh, this was my friend Boogie B. Montrell, and real funny guy. And apparently, while he was down here in New Orleans, he came out from Los Angeles. He'd been living in Los Angeles. He made a career for himself, and Boogie apparently was shot and killed while he was going into a Rouse's grocery store here in New Orleans. I'm gonna play some news clips about our brother Boogie and what happened on that day. Y'all hit up the like, share, and subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen. But this is what happened. This was on December 23rd that took place.
revealed his ID to the public. Parking lot of a downtown Rouses. Loved ones tell us that he was comedian Brandon Boogie B. Montrell. The family's attorney Juan LaFonta confirmed the identity of the 43-year-old internet personality, even though the Orleans Parish coroner has not yet revealed his ID to the public. Montrell was most known for his comedy skits and videos on TikTok and Instagram. The NOPD says that Montrell was not the intended target while he was just simply parked at the Rouses grocery store in the warehouse district around 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Police have released photos of 2 suspects seen right here on your screen. They are considered armed and dangerous and are wanted in connection with Montrell's death. Police say that the 2 unidentified suspects fled the scene in a gray or silver sedan, also pictured right there on your screen. Now, police also say that they're looking for a person of interest for questioning. Dominique Smith, who is pictured right here on your screen, is not wanted for criminal charges, but may have information related to the death of Brandon Montrell. Anyone with information on the suspects, the vehicle, or the person of interest is asked to contact either the NOPD or Crime Stoppers. Now, Montrell's tragic death is hitting those in the community who knew him well. I spoke with local content creators who now mourn the loss of one of their own. For those who knew 43-year-old Brandon Montrell, the past few days have been spent honoring his legacy through his work, like the hit song Catch the Wall that he made with his cousin, or his numerous comedy acts.
Just thinking about all the talent and all the ideas he had that he wanted to bring into existence, not being able to happen, just got me kind of like all over the place. It's just, I'm still processing a lot, to be honest with you.
Reggie Ford saw Montrell as a fellow content creator. He was devastated hearing that he was shot and killed Friday in the parking lot of a Rouses after flying into town from Los Angeles to spend the holidays with loved ones.
I just remember just being stunned. Like, I couldn't believe it happened. Still, like, the safest grocery store in the city.
He says they would often message one another, especially about his TikTok series, Hood History.
Well, come here, let me stress you out right fast with this New Orleans hood history lesson on the Christmas tradition in New Orleans called Réveillon dinner,
which would give a comedic tone to New Orleans' past. Those videos helped grow his profile to more than 2 million likes and 225,000 followers. And many TikTok users like Creole Queen posted their own tributes online.
I just want to tell Boogie B that I was really loving your videos.
But he found a way to make people engaged with New Orleans history that's outside of New Orleans, and deliver it in a tasteful way.
Through family attorney Juan LaFonta, his mother, Sherilyn Price, released a statement saying her son was a victim of neglect that has, quote, left New Orleans' youth with no hope for a future and no real fear of consequences. A sentiment echoed by Ford.
I just hope everybody just use some conflict resolution to solve some of these problems, and the politicians start implementing things in these neighborhoods for the kids to do and resources, so people just won't act out, you know, that's living in these impoverished conditions.
Until then, those who knew him personally or were fans of his work mourn the loss of someone who brought joy to New Orleans and beyond.
I think it's a major loss. I don't think it'll ever be anybody that could do what he was doing.
And I feel so sorry for his family and us, his fans. Rest in power, Boogie B.
Again, if you have any information, please contact either the NOPD or leave an anonymous tip with Crime Stoppers.
Good evening. Merry Christmas Eve to you, and thanks for watching the Eyewitness News at 6. I'm Mike McDaniel. Today, we learned who the victim is in yesterday's deadly shooting at the Rouse's grocery store in the Warehouse District. Family members say he is popular comedian Brandon Boogie B. Montrell. Police also released this photo of 2 suspects in the shooting. Investigators want to know who they are, and police say these 2 should be considered armed and dangerous. Police are also looking for this woman. They say her name is Dominique Smith. Investigators say she is not a suspect, but is a person of interest in the case. They believe she may have information. Now, police say Boogie B was found shot to death in a vehicle in the Rouse's parking lot around 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Live from the Rouse's on Baronne with reaction from some people who knew Boogie B. Hey there, Sam.
Well, Mike, friends have told us that Boogie B was more than just a comedian. He was a New Orleanian who had a positive impact on his city and his community. Now, Brandon Boogie B. Montrell was known for his hood history videos, where he took his own unique views and talked about the lesser-known parts of history of New Orleans. And we're told that Montrell was back in town visiting his family for Christmas, and he was parked at the Rouses on Barone Street when he was struck by a stray bullet. Now, attorney Juan LaFonta is a longtime friend of Montrell's and said that his death is a huge loss for the community.
And he really said he wanted to shed light on more people from the community that were doing more positive things than negative things. He was always a really, really positive guy, very, very unassuming. Every person you could talk to, he never made one enemy.
I can attest to that.
And coming up tonight at 10, we'll take a deeper look at Boogie B's career, as well as hear it in his own words about how he'd like to be remembered after his death. Reporting from the Warehouse District, Sam Winstrom, Eyewitness News.
Just a terrible scene, Sam, thanks. And here's another look at those two suspects in that deadly shooting of Boogie B. Again, police say these two should be considered armed and dangerous. Police say Boogie B was not the intended target and was caught in crossfire. If you have any information or know these two suspects, you are asked to call Crime Stoppers. That number 504-822-1111. We learned who the victim is in yesterday's deadly shooting at the Rouse's grocery store in the Warehouse District of New Orleans. Family members say he's popular comedian Brandon Boogie B. Montrell. Police also released these photos of the suspects in the shooting. Investigators want to know who they are. Police say they should be considered armed and dangerous. Police are also looking for this woman. They say her name is Dominique Smith. Investigators say she is not a suspect, but is a person of interest in the case. They believe she may have information. Police say Boogie B was found shot to death in a vehicle in the Rouse's parking lot around 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Our Sam Winstrom spoke today with people who knew Boogie B.
Comedian Boogie B was in this Rouse's parking lot when he was hit by a stray bullet and killed Friday evening. Friends tell us he was back in town visiting his family for the holidays. And to those who knew him, he was much more than just a comedian.
Well, let me stretch you out right fast with this history lesson.
With a voice that could only come from New Orleans, comedian Brandon Boogie B. Montrell gave lessons in hood history and made people laugh across the country.
You know, every time I see your name in the comments, I'll be like, ooh.
But before he found his calling in comedy, he worked at a club with New Orleans attorney Juan LaFonta.
He really said he wanted to shed light on more people from the community that were doing more positive things than negative things. He was always a really, really positive guy, very, very unassuming. Every person you could talk to, he never made one enemy.
It was Boogie B's video series Hood History that brought the old friends back together this year.
He was clowning me on social media about looking like a Spanish priest, you know?
That's why he looked like a Spanish priest.
That reunion was cut short on Friday night when Montrell was killed by a stray bullet in a downtown New Orleans Rouse's parking lot. New Orleans police are searching for two suspects seen in these photos, as well as a person of interest, Dominique Smith. Montrell's mother released a statement saying that it wasn't just the stray bullet that killed her son, but decades of neglect that left New Orleans youth with no hope and no fear for consequences. She says it's past time for leaders in our city and all over to do their jobs. It matters who the president is, who the governor is, and who the mayor is. Leaders create opportunities, including the opportunity to live in peace without fear of random violence. LaFonta says that random violence took a beacon of positivity from New Orleans and the world.
He is one of many people who are positive people in New Orleans, who are positive black men. And a lot of times, we don't actually get labeled like that.
As for how he'll be remembered, Boogie B had his own thoughts on that.
And if somebody died that you love, to have a second line parade and let them go on in a happy way. Don't cry, party.
If you have any information that can help New Orleans police solve this case, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers. Reporting from the Warehouse District, Sam Winstrom, Eyewitness News.
And tonight we are also hearing from two city council members about this shooting. Leslie Harris said, quote, "At this sacred time of year, we should be celebrating life born anew and the joy of family togetherness. NOPD says this man was not the intended target, which means any one of us is at risk of being killed on a mid-afternoon grocery run." And Councilman Oliver Thomas said, quote, "The outpouring of love for comedian Boogie B. Montrell shows that we still have hope. His devastating demise proves we continue to have work to do. Let's build on both by working together to bring positive change to our city.
Right now, we are following a breaking news update on the deadly shooting that happened at Rouse's on Barone Street yesterday. Minutes ago, the NOPD sent us this picture. It shows the vehicle of interest that has been connected to the shooting that killed a 43-year-old man in the parking lot of the grocery store. Investigators say he was not the main target of this shooting. If you may know where this car is located, please call Crime Stoppers or police.
Also, we learned of the passing of Ronnie Hillman. Ronnie Hillman was a running back for the Denver Broncos, drafted in 2013. He won a Super Bowl in 2050 with the 2015 Denver Broncos in Super Bowl 50. And we learned that he passed away due to a rare form of renal cancer. The brother, Ronnie Hillman, apparently was 31 years old. He suffered from what's known as renal medullary carcinoma, and he had been under hospice care. He was only 31 years old. On his Instagram post, his IG, apparently they reported that, quote, that it is with heavy hearts that we announce the passing of our beloved son, brother, and father, Ronnie K. Hillman Jr. Ronnie quietly and peacefully transitioned today in the company of his family and close friends. We as the family appreciate the prayers and kind words that have already been expressed. We ask that you would just give us time to process our feelings as we prepare to lay our precious RJ to rest. More information will be forthcoming. With love, the family. The Denver Broncos released a statement saying that they were, quote, we are deeply saddened by the untimely passing of former Denver Broncos running back Ronnie Hillman, a key contributor to the winningest 4-year period in franchise history. Ronnie was part of 2 Super Bowl teams and led the Broncos in rushing during our Super Bowl championship season. Soft-spoken with a warm smile and quiet intensity, Ronnie was drafted by the Broncos in 2012 and grew into a dynamic player and well-respected teammate. He will be fondly remembered by our organization, which extends its heartfelt sympathies and condolences to the Hillman family during this difficult time. Reportedly, I had heard Peyton Manning was tore up about his brother's passing. But I want to talk about my friend Boogie B. Boogie and I, well, let me just say this. Boogie and I first met Boogie B in 2010, 2009, around that time. I was in Baton Rouge. And there was a show run by Howard Hall, who's another comedian out here in Louisiana. He ran a show called Laughs on the River. And I used to frequent that show all the time, hoping I could get on, I could get some stage time. And and Boogie, I would come in just to see the comedians, and Boogie was made a guest appearance at the show. He featured and did like a 7 to 10 minute set, and to say he killed would be an understatement. He crucified that audience. Every time I saw him perform, in fact, when he came down to New Orleans or he was in Baton Rouge or whatever, he put on a show and had everybody in stitches. And last time I saw him actually was sometime early around this year. He got to see me perform and was happy that he got to see me do my set, because we always were missing each other, and we would communicate via Facebook Messenger about stand-up comedy, what we were doing. And the last time I spoke with him was this past August, I told him I was running a show, which was at the Well, as most of you all know. And I actually was hoping he would be in town so that he could actually do one of the shows one day. But I had reached out to him. But he encouraged me. He's last thing he said to me was congratulations and keep on grinding. He loved what I was doing. He was a fan. He was supportive of it, and I can echo what Juan LaFonta said. He was one of those like people that was just positive, and he did it in a comedic way. And he was genuinely never made an as the brother who spoke earlier, never made an enemy out of anyone. Was always kind. Was always polite, and I'm hurt. I'm upset because this is my city. And it's easy for me to blame my city for our politicians and so forth. It's easy to do that because when there's a tragedy that happens, we want to go at the easiest thing to take away. It's not guns. It's not just politicians. It's not just the police. There's a culture problem in our community. And it's not just New Orleans. It's in Chicago. It's in Miami. It's in Houston. It's in Los Angeles. It's in New York. It's everywhere. But it's in our inner cities and something is always wrong. And with this stuff, when people kill, and the reason why people commit crimes, mostly it is about the fact that, and to what Boogie's mother stated, it is about lack of opportunities. That plays a part in as well. But people got to be held responsible for the shit that they do. Now, I'm an attorney. I believe in due process. I believe in innocent until proven guilty. Those are things I took an oath to defend. I believe in that wholeheartedly. I wear my lawyer cap better than anybody. But if these people did this, they need to be in jail for the rest of their life. That's how I feel personally. Not even wearing my lawyer hat. I really would want to fuck somebody up and punch them in their face real hard. That's how I feel. Now, I can't condone violence based off who I am in my position, but that's just how I feel right now because we took a loss, especially in the comic world. But this wasn't just a comedian. Boogie was not just a comedian. This was somebody's son, is the main thing. We didn't lose just a comedian. We lost a friend. We lost a son. A mother lost her son. A sister lost her brother. A brother lost her brother. A brother lost his brother. Excuse me. I don't know if Boogie, if a kid lost their father. I don't know if Boogie had children, but if he did, and to do it at this time of the year that we celebrate the birth of Christ, the happiest time of the year, that we have some bullshit. And he wasn't made, and I don't believe Boogie was the intended target, but it doesn't matter whether he's the intended target or not. The fact is, you killed someone over bullshit. And we, as Chris Rock did a joke that was very controversial back in the 90s called Niggas versus Black People. That's the actual name of the track. It was very controversial. And I know a lot of people didn't like it. Some people liked it, some people did. But when we see stuff like this, I got to be real with you. I'm reminded of that track because maybe, and I'm just thinking there's some truth to that. There's an element in our community, and it's not just in our community because, white folks got their rednecks, as they call them. Japanese people, Asian people have their people they don't like to deal with. Thugs and pookies exist in every community. It's not limited to black folks. So I'm not trying to make it look like I'm shaming my people, but all I know is black. There is an element in our community that that finds a way to fuck up everything else for other people. And I'm so sick of it. This area, this city, the neighborhood I lived in used to be the neighborhood I live in, I talk about it all the time, used to be something. It used to be a beautiful area. It used to stand for something. And now you want to go pump gas, you better have your pistol on your side. Hell, your pistol needs to be in your hand. And that's sad, but that's the truth. You go to any other city, you go to Dallas, you go to Cincinnati where my brother lives, my brother doesn't even own a gun. Their neighborhood where he lives is nice, it's you hate this. I don't want to say it's just a white neighborhood, but it is predominantly it is. But they don't have to deal with that. They don't have to deal with the bullshit we got to deal with in New Orleans. You got to look over your shoulder when you're pumping gas. Keep your head on a swivel. Boogie B did a whole joke about that. These two brothers, and I didn't forget about Ronnie Hillman because I remember Ronnie. Ronnie, of course, died tragically from an illness. He had cancer. So 31 years old. So that's something different. Boogie B was murdered. Brandon was murdered. It's one thing, losing someone, especially at a young age, is always a tragedy. But when they're murdered, especially at the time when their career is peaking, when they're doing great things, to be taken out like that is what pisses me off. That is even more tragic. But he wouldn't want, knowing him, and just you heard him in his own words, he would not want us to be sad and moping around about him. He was a guy that loved life. He was someone that loved to entertain. If we were all crying and stuff, like, what's your bitch ass crying for? You're not supposed to be doing that. You got to put on some bounce music. He would, you got to second line when you're right on time. That's the kind of guy Boogie was. So I really want Boogie to be remembered. He should be remembered as someone that brought light, that brought joy to people, that brought elevated the city of New Orleans. Speaking on the comedy game, he put it on the map. He helped put this city on the map when it came to comedy. Thank you, Nathan. Merry Christmas to you and your family. Comedy in New Orleans, we don't really have but one comedy club here, and he moved to Los Angeles. He was actually there's some footage of him. He was doing a show with Joan Rivers. I don't want to play it for copyright reasons, but if you go and look at his IMDb, he did all types of stuff. My man was a hustler. So this see if I can. I don't know if I'm gonna get a copyright strike, but
I'm in lie corner now. You forcing me to lie to you. I don't even know you, but I gotta lie. I'm thinking to myself, should I tell this chick I work part-time at Denny's? Probably not. I'm going to hit her with my lie on this one. I stepped into it. Fellas, be confident when you lie. What I do, I'm an astronaut. I'm about to go to the moon on Monday. You better give me the number tonight. I'm on the shuttle all next week. You can't lie to no woman. They will check your references. She was like, oh, you going to the moon? Hold on. My cousin going to the moon, too. Let me call him. I was like, wait a minute. What moon is he going to? Is he going to the big moon? The white one? Oh, no. I'm not going to that moon. It's a red one right behind it. You ain't never seen it.
You love this video, so click subscribe and you can see more like it.
Steve.
Yeah, man, but that's just some of the stuff he was on. I don't want to play all of it because I'll probably get a copyright strike, but he was just known throughout. He did a show. Yeah, he did. I think before Joan Rivers died. Yeah, that's Boogie there. So, and he did this as a tribute to her because she just passed away. But
it's not this.
Oh my God, he's got another layer. Oh my God.
What are we doing? What the are we doing? What are you talking about, yo? What are we doing? What are we doing?
Take off your last shirt.
God knows what's underneath. I hope we're not going to see nipple rings.
Oh God.
We're not going to see.
Take off the tank top.
Maybe he's got man boobs. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Oh, he did.
Thank
Yeah,
God.
no move.
Good physique.
Look, man, put your shirt back on, man. Man, it's hot, man. I'm pretty chill, man. I'm trying to get some air. Get us locked up, man. Ain't nobody.
Congratulations, you just completed level 2. You've now banked $750. Way to deal with it.
All right.
All right.
How you doing, Fred? Can you tell her? Oh, you like that, huh?
See how I'm working, you know.
Really?
No, I don't know. Maybe he wants to.
Partying too hard last night.
Okay. Well, and generally it's like no shirt, no shoes, no service.
Yes.
Not with her.
Not with her. Apparently she's all no shirt, better service.
Better service. Okay, we're going to start level 3. This is for an additional $750. Listen to Joan and Melissa and deal with it.
Dude, man, why you sitting up here half naked, dude? Man, why you keep asking me that, yo? Just mind your business, man. Just order your food, yo.
Get your friend to take off his shirt. You don't want to sit there alone. Get your friend to take off his shirt.
Coming up, these two are good friends.
Man, take your shirt off. Dude, you been acting weird all day.
But will this guy give him the shirt off his back?
Just take your shirt off, man. Why am I taking my shirt off?
yeah, so my brother was hustling, man. But rest in peace to Boogie. I actually texted you a couple of days ago when I got the news, hoping that this was not true, man. But I celebrate your life. I celebrate you by laughing. The only way you knew what to do and how to do it was to make people laugh. So I remember you with a smile on my face, brother. So I love you. I'll miss you, and I'll see you at the crossroads. Rest in peace. And brother Ronnie Hillman, I didn't know you, but rest in power to you as well, young brother. I know 31 years old is too young, but especially for this disease, man. But I'm hoping, and my prayers are with you and your my prayers and thoughts are with you and your family, and hopefully some type of treatment that could effectively rid ourselves of this of that rare disease. That's unfortunate that he passed away like that too, but may they both rest in power. I wanted to ask you all, well, what were your plans for the holidays? What did y'all do today? What are your plans for New Year's? Obviously, that's a week away. I mean, time is flying real fast, man. And being that it is the holidays, the country has seen its fair share of inclement weather, especially bitter cold weather. Here in New Orleans, we've been dry cold. We suffer from a dry cold. No snow, anything like that, but just very cold, extremely cold, hard freeze warnings for the last I want to say 3 days. So what has happened though recently is that the weather conditions have been so brutal that millions of Americans have either had to delay or cancel their travel plans for the holidays. On top of that, I believe it was reported that there have been at least 26 deaths as a result of the blizzards that has taken place, according to various news sources that I have. I believe it was on CNN that I read this. Now we go to CBS News. They are actually talking about. Wondering what's up with the volume.
I'm Robert Costa in New York. An extraordinary and treacherous moment nationwide as extreme cold shatters holiday plans. These conditions near Rockford, Illinois today. No one was seriously hurt in the crash, but the weather has proven deadly, claiming at least 19 lives. In Seattle, frozen streets sent some cars sliding out of control backward and downhill. It is a deep freeze, blinding blizzards and icy chaos in nearly 5,000 delayed flights, stranding travelers. CBS's Naomi Ruckham is at Newark Airport in New Jersey. Naomi?
Robert, good evening. All these delays and cancellations are still coming in, and people only have a few hours to get out if they want to make it in time for Christmas. Brutal cold from coast to coast, stranding thousands of holiday travelers at airports nationwide.
It's been canceled, delayed, moved to another flight.
The wicked weather has made travel deadly. This devastating pileup in Ohio involving more than 40 cars and trucks on Friday. At least 4 people were killed. Today in Buffalo, New York, winds reduced visibility to 0. In what some are calling a generational storm, with multiple feet of snow expected through Christmas. In Long Island, New York, drivers were swamped by chilly floodwaters.
I feel like it was a flash flood. Basically, I came out and the water was just, it was too late to move them.
Across the country, bone-chilling cold taking a toll on people and animals. In Montana, it's been 40 below or worse for much of the week. These cattle ran through snow as ranchers tried to keep their livelihood safe. Tonight, many states at risk for blackouts or rolling outages, their livelihood safe. Tonight, many states at risk for blackouts or rolling outages. One power operator overseeing 13 states now asking residents to conserve. In El Paso, migrants huddled on the streets, wrapped in blankets in sub-freezing temperatures, waiting for shelters to open. At Soldier Field in Chicago, ticket prices dropped faster than the temperatures to see the Bears take on the Buffalo Bills, with some seats going for less than $10. Airport disruptions are still plaguing travelers trying to make it home.
We missed our flight.
What? No way. The Ferretti family had to change their plans last minute, but they're hoping to make it a memorable holiday anyway.
We'll just have to reroute Santa Claus and we'll have a good time.
And here at Newark, things are moving as folks are getting where they need to go, at least from this airport. One thing that's made this storm so challenging is this severe drop in temperatures, with the mercury plunging in some places as much as 30 or 40 degrees. And this we know, Christmas Day will be bitterly cold for many Americans. Robert?
Naomi Ruckham in Newark, New Jersey. Thank you.
Bitterly cold. That was from CBS. That's messed up. So what happens, especially when you have these winter storms, like here in Louisiana, if it gets cold, things will shut down. Because in New Orleans, well, let me rephrase that. In New Orleans, in particular, we're not so used to the cold weather or seeing snow. It's not something we're accustomed to. So when it happens, it's a rare event. 20 years ago, it snowed on Christmas Day back in 2004. So that was a rare thing we never saw before Christmas Day. And I think the last time it snowed was like 50 years apart from each other. So That was a big thing. But this was huge. So that's what has been going on, especially and I played this and shit. We talked about this on Thursday when Sean was on, was how different states were preparing, but it's particular my home city of New Orleans was preparing for the freeze. Now the freeze advisories have been lifted, but I know in the Midwest, especially up north, when you're talking about your states like Cincinnati, like Ohio, for instance, or Michigan, you guys are used to the cold. Illinois, y'all used to it. New York, y'all used to it. When you have a blizzard, especially if it's taking out power, power is shorted and it's out. The problem gets worse because then at this point you don't have heat. You got to make sure your pipes obviously are working, so you got to keep your water running all through the night, your cold water at least, to keep it from freezing. Because otherwise, if it's not running and it's on, your pipes are going to get frozen and bust, possibly. So you got to keep it running. But I was we were fortunate. Like here, it was cold, but we had our blankets, we had heat, thank goodness. My thoughts though go out to the people who didn't have that, people that actually were suffering from people that are actually homeless. There are people who can't afford to pay their light bills. I think of the people that don't have stuff. Christmas is a time when we give gifts to each other, but one thing we should celebrate is the gift of what we have already. We have a roof over your head. You have lights on. Those are things that I'm blessed with, that I can say I survived. And I have that. That I'm doing fine with it. Yeah, thank God for gas stoves. I mean, we were in here, it was cold yesterday, but because we were cooking, thank God, we're in a smaller house, but Tanisha had the oven running all night because she was cooking a turkey. So with the oven on, the room was warm. So that made it even better. And thank God the electricity didn't go out. So it wasn't bad. Danielle, did you have a good Christmas? I think most people stayed home. I didn't travel, obviously, except to go to my parents' house, and that's only like 20 minutes away. A lot of people, I'm going to say this too, for some reason, it didn't feel like Christmas too much for me. As much as I tried, and maybe it had something to do with my friends. It had something to do with Boogie's debt, but I don't want to blame it on that. Even just before that, it just didn't feel, I don't know, I just didn't feel a certain way. And sometimes people have that around the holidays. People experience the blues because they miss a loved one. The holidays evoke emotions where we don't have family members. Our previous family members we spent time with are no longer here, and we miss them. And on top of that, we may be living away from each other. We may not have the monies to travel. We may not have money in our to buy gifts and certain things, but all we can do is pray for next year that it will be better. And I think 2023 is going to be a great year for me. I'm actually doing more things. Of course, we had music, and I apologize, guys, because I had my song ready. Well, I thought my song would be ready by now. Let me rephrase that with my producer. But Hadn't seen him, and I think he was out of town for the rest of the week. But I actually worked on a Christmas song, so I could sing it a cappella, but I would rather have y'all hear it. But well, I'll tell you what. I'll give you a taste of it. So this is a Christmas song that I wrote since it is Christmas. And when it comes out on a single, I need you all to go purchase it. All right. So boom, 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 doom, 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 doom. Boom, 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 boom. It's called It's Christmas Everywhere. Boom, boom. There's an exciting feeling that fills the air, the one that tells you to have no care about the worries that your life may bear, because it's Christmas everywhere. It's a time for giving, for living, and to spread some love, to thank the good Lord for the blessings sent from up above, to be with family, those friends and the special ones, and see the smiles up on the faces of our daughters and sons, because it's Christmas, 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 Christmas everywhere. Everywhere, yeah, it's Christmas everywhere, 'cause it's Christmas, 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 lots of love to share here and there, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, it's time to go out and finish all my holiday shopping, from Sears to Macy's, JC Penney's, I'm doing some hopping. The snow is falling, there's children calling out in the air, because it's Christmas everywhere. It's a time for giving, for living, and to spread some love, to thank the good Lord for the blessings sent from up above, to be with family, the friends, and those special ones, and see the smiles upon the faces of our daughters and sons, because it's Christmas, 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 Christmas everywhere, everywhere. Yeah, it's Christmas everywhere, because it's Christmas, Christmas, Christmas. There's lots of love to share here and there. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's that's the Christmas song I have. There's more to it, but it's called Because It's Christmas Everywhere. I've written with my producer Nick Bierman of NOLA School of Music. Shout out to him. And there's more of it to come. There's an instrumentation. I again, I'm sorry that it wasn't available in time for the holiday as of yet. He was supposed to work on it, but I'm sure he's putting the touches on it. We were doing this actually the past month or so. The songwriting process, I could tell you this just based off my experience, is always complex, but the end result is supposed to be simple. So if you take a song like, for instance, White Christmas, which only has 8 lines in the song, although it's actually 12, because there was an intro that was written that they told Irvin Berlin to cut out, and Bing Crosby just saying, "I'm dreaming of a white Christmas." I like to change the lyrics up on that. I'm dreaming Well, let me do of a white woman. Or we did it with the Drifters version. Ba-do-da-do, dup, 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 ba-do-da-do, dup, 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 beep. I'm dup, dup, dreaming dup, of a white dup, dup, woman, dup, baby. Just like every NBA player I know, dup, 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 where those Beckys glisten, and oh, though they listen to hear dup, dup, what's in your portfolio? Put the folio, dup, dup, dup. Oh, and I am dreaming of a white dup, dup, woman, dup, dup, with every paycheck I write. Duh, 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 duh. May those days like mayonnaise, may those days be merry. Becky's be merry and bright. And may all dup, dup, your Becky's be white. Dup, 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 dup. Yeah, I'm dreaming of a white woman, just like every NBA player I know. Where those backies, blonde hairs glisten, and oh, Becky's listen to hear what's in your portfolio. So just a little fun with that. But your plans for the holidays, see, most people said they stay home, they chill with their family. That's the main thing everybody did. Everybody I see on Facebook. But yeah, I'm glad, Danielle, you like the song. You say it kind of has an OJ's feels with it. Yeah. Christmas just ain't Christmas without the ones you love. New Year's just ain't New Year's without the ones you love. Underneath the mistletoe, I saw a face all aglow last year this time. Yeah, but just the song in and of itself, like I was saying, White Christmas is the biggest selling song of all time, and it's a very simple song. Irving Berlin, who was Jewish, and by the way, most of the Christmas songs that you hear on radio, believe it or not, most of the songwriters are Jewish. Irving Berlin wrote White Christmas and also Happy Holiday. He also wrote God Bless America, Putting on the Ritz, and a few other songs. But White Christmas is the biggest selling single of all time. Christmas songs are extremely lucrative. Mariah Carey has All I Want for Christmas Is You, which is the Christmas song of, I think, the last 25 years, or particular of this decade that's gone, is one of the biggest selling singles of all time, but not quite like White Christmas, because just White Christmas alone, Bing Crosby's version, I believe has sold over 50 million records. But that's not just Bing Crosby's version. That's not counting Sinatra or the Temptations or Aretha or the Beatles. I don't know if they have a version of it. But Tony Bennett. So that because those songs are so popular and artists like to do their own versions of it. Otis Redding has a very nice version of the song that I love. But I'm not going to be too long, guys, but I wanted to come on here and I did want to just talk about my friend. I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. I want to wish everybody hope and peace and love for the new year. The holiday season is not over. Christmas Day is today. but the Christmas season continues. And a lot of people get that mixed up, and we get that determined by pop culture and obviously the stores, because they say the day after Christmas when people want to return their gifts, and the gifts that they don't like, they return them. But the Christmas season is still here for us, and still celebrate. Be with your family, be with your friends. That's what I plan to do. But I'm gonna go ahead and get on out of here. And enjoy. I know Brother Jason Black has a live stream going on, but in the meantime, y'all, if you can, please support the channel. Here's ways you can support me. Go to NornisCreoleBlends.com. Buy you some Creole seasoning. You may not have it for the holidays, but try it on chicken, meat, or fish. Nornis goes great with every dish. Yeah, you're right, GGK. Jesus is the reason for the season. No, and your family is also another part of it. Jesus is the reason for the season. But families make the holidays even brighter, too. Not putting them above the Lord, obviously, but you know what I mean. Some people don't celebrate Christmas. I know I have some viewers here who don't subscribe to it, but Christmas was a big part of my family, always has been. And nevertheless, I still wish you, I will say, season's greetings. For those, if you get easily offended, subscribe to our Facebook page at Commonwealth Cause. I do want to point out, I have been trying like hell to try and get the book in paperback. I have not forgotten or neglected it. What has happened, sadly, unfortunately, is that I've had some issues with Amazon trying to get that set up, but I'm working on it this week. I have not also forgotten to do a video, and I will work on it before the end of the new year. You have my word, since I'm off now, to actually do the Cosby docu, my rebuttal of W. Kwame Bell's Cosby docu-series that I have yet to complete, but I'm going to be working on it, honestly, the next couple of days. So I'll have a little more time to do so. If you'd like to advertise with our channel, go to gavin.jrich1@gmail.com. Check out Video Soul on iTunes, as well as Gotta Get On Up. I don't want to play it because I don't want a copyright strike, but Computer Robots wants to see a vlog of my day-to-day. Well, I work as a PD, so I can't really bring the cameras in when I'm there. But there's some privacy issues as a lawyer. But I can tell you, especially if I have a trial or if I had something and I win or not, I can probably do a vlog like that. Excuse me, y'all. But y'all be safe, be blessed. I can't play the Christmas song that I want to play, but what are your favorite Christmas songs? My personal favorite is one of my personal favorites. Obviously, right now is Silent Night by the Temptations. I've played it before, but I can't obviously play it because even though Silent Night is in the public domain, that version of it might have some elements that are not. But that's my favorite version of that song. But my other personal favorites obviously are the Christmas song, Nat King Cole, Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire, Donny Hathaway's This Christmas, obviously it's got to be played, the Jackson 5, Stevie Wonder's, Luther. Actually, let me just give y'all a rundown. This was one of my shirts I wear for the season. The shirt tells you The Temptations, J5, Donnie, Nat, Boys to Men, Stevie. That's what they should have added Luther, because Luther had his Christmas album was big. But yeah, Luther, a couple other people had good albums. Natalie Cole, of course, she's no longer with us, but her daughter of Nat King Cole, she had Christmas albums. Aretha had a Christmas album that was pretty good. Peebo Bryson, there's been a bunch of people that have had nice stuff, and even some of the white artists. But don't get me wrong, I listen to Michael Bublé. I've listened to some of his stuff. I like it. I like Frank Sinatra. I respect Sinatra and Dean Martin because they did stand up for civil rights back in the day. And Sinatra in particular actually threatened to fire the entire staff at the Sands Hotel because Nat King Cole couldn't eat in the main room. He was allowed to perform, but he couldn't stay there. And Frank Sinatra was pissed with it. So I got a lot of respect for Frank Sinatra. I like him. Actually, even beyond that, I think one time Nat King Cole or Lena Horne was having some issues in the South, if I'm not mistaken. And from what I read, that Nat King Cole actually, Frank Sinatra actually sent some mafia dudes to protect them and told them, any rednecks you see, break their effing legs. And he did. They did. Because, he was tied with a lot of with mafia figures, even if he denied it. Natalie's Christmas song with, I forgot what's the guy's name. You might be talking about David Foster, who produced her Christmas album. But the Christmas song I think you're talking about is My Grown Up Christmas List. I don't know. But Natalie Cole was the one who originally recorded it. Yeah. Well, anyway, guys, I'm gonna get on out of here. Rest in power, Book, Ronnie Hillman, all those that we've lost. You said any other guy who I was talking about was David Foster. Yeah, I know my Christmas music. Yeah. But Merry Christmas, guys. And Boogie, they got a whole New York. You really made it big, brother. They actually got you in the New York Post here, man. Brother Boogie B, rest in power, man. I love you. Stop the violence, everybody. We love y'all. Good night, okay? Merry Christmas, family. Peace out.